Hello boys and girls, and it's time for Q&A answers. So my first question comes from good old Bobby Burkett in CA. And his first question is isn't Captain America's shield made of beryllium? LOL. Also, hello Mr. Jason. Well Bobby, I'm pretty sure it's made of vibranium. I know you're kidding around me. Let's get to the next question from Bobby. How long have you been in car audio and what is your favorite Disney character? I've been in car audio since 1994, so about 25 years, and my favorite Disney character. Well, Bobby, I'm actually a bigger fan of Disney parks like Disneyland. That's actually the only one I've ever been to. I've been there a lot of times, but if I had to pick my favorite Disney character, I'm going with Grumpy. Thanks, Bobby, for the questions. Let's get to the next one. Next question comes from Brian Miles, and he asks, I need a new subwoofer. Have you heard the new Pioneer D-Series subwoofers from Pioneer? Would they produce deep low bass from the small enclosure that Pioneer recommends? I have heard the subwoofers. There's one downstairs in our showroom. It does pretty good. I haven't spec'd it against like our prefab box, which is what it's in, and it does just fine at a prefab. That's kind of, I think, what it's designed for. They just made it specifically for prefab enclosures. But yeah, it does pretty good. Thank you for the question. Next question is from, compare these to the ScanSpeak Revelator and AudioFrog GB60. Are these worth the huge cost? To be honest with you, I haven't heard any of them yet. I've obviously held the Utopia M's. I've had a few people put them in at other locations, and they sound phenomenal according to them. They said the imaging, even before time corrections, is completely incredible. From the people I talked to about the GB60s, they absolutely love those as well. And the ScanSpeaks, I haven't messed with ScanSpeaks since I messed with Dynaudio, which is probably early 2000s. So yeah, unfortunately, I can't do that for you, brother. I wish I could. If you know, let me know. Thanks, brother. Next question comes from Will Addington, and he asks, any tips on fixing a surround that might have received a hole via a wobble? I don't know why you'd have a wobble. If it's a hole, like a hole, I honestly would have it put a new surround on it, essentially. If it's a tear, you can fix that. There's a couple ways I've done it in the past. The most common from the old school days is probably either fingernail polish, which I was never a fan of, or just put silicone on the back because this is a flexible material. But if it's a true hole, yeah, I would say replace the surround. Alright, thanks for the question. Moving on to the next one. And my next question comes from Marauder0284, and he asks, what system do you recommend for a 2016 Ford F-150? Well, Marauder, it really depends on what you have in there now. If it's all base model products, get into a nice Kenwood double din, get a nice 5-channel of your choice. Whether it be JL, Alpine, Kenwood, whatever your budget is, it will fit. I would do 2 JL10 TW3s behind the seat, have a custom box built. As far as speakers go, if you're trying to go big budget, I would recommend Focal K2s. Mid-budget would be Focal Flax 6.5s. And if you want to stick on a lower end budget, do some Hertz Centos. They'll sound great. Next question. And I got another question from Bobby Burkett, and he asks, where did the nickname Fro's House come from? Well, Bobby, my nickname is not Fro's House. It is Fro. Just Fro. In high school, I tried to grow my hair long. It did not work out. It grew big, and I got the nickname Fro from everybody in high school. It stuck forever, even though I cut my hair a long time ago. Fro just stuck. Thanks for the question, Bobby. And the last and final question comes from Singram 1987, and he asks, 2009 Chevy Traverse with Bose, subwoofer and center console, rear seat entertainment for my kids with the new head unit. I want to upgrade and integrate into the factory stereo and add a down-firing subwoofer, speakers, and amplifier. What would you recommend? My budget is $3,500. Thank you for the help. Well, Singram, unfortunately you said you wanted to keep the factory and you want to replace it. I'm going to go with the replace it solution. If you want to keep it, you can do that too. It's entirely up to you. I'm assuming you wanted to actually just retain the overhead and the steering wheel controls, that kind of stuff. 3,500 bucks. Then we also need to talk about, are you doing it yourself? or you're gonna have it professionally installed. I'm assuming you're gonna have it professionally installed. You're gonna be in it for quite a few bucks in parts, but I think I would probably go with a Kenwood DMX 706S. That's about a $400 head unit. It's a good unit. It'll give you Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Bluetooth, 5-volt pre-outs, all the good jazz, 24-bit data converter. For speakers, it really depends what you like to listen to. I think some good solutions would be either the Hertz Centos or the Pioneer Z Series, Morel, Tempo Ultras, something in that ballpark. Your best bet is go to a store so you can listen to some of these though. For a 5-channel amp, if you're going with any of those style speakers, I'd probably just go with a Kenwood X802/5 5-channel amplifier. It's like 50 or 60 by 4 and 500 by 1. Down-firing enclosure, I would probably go with, if you want a prefab, I would probably go with the Kenwood. Kenwood makes a Exelon shallow mount down-firing. It isn't going to blast you out of the car by any means, but they sound pretty good. Pioneer has one too. Either one's a good option. Any extra money left over, of course, in my opinion, needs to go to sound deadening. Alright guys, that was quick, that was simple, kind of painless. If you guys have any other questions, feel free to leave them in the comments. I will get to them not on a video and try to help you guys out. Alright guys, thanks for watching, and as always, have a great day.